What's up, guys? Back here with Rich Griggs. You might remember when I went to his house a few weeks ago, checked out his enormously impressive gear collection, and I've been demoing some of his guitars. What did I do? The Ibanez Prestige, that M1.
The blue one.
And then the two Solars.
Solars, yeah.
Which is why he's here today. He came to pick these up, and he's got a brand new guitar that he just received that we're going to check out. And so I said, why don't you come here? You can grab the guitars, and we'll check out what you got here in the Gator Dual Vault. I don't know if you guys can see maybe on that shot. Yeah, so we're going to check out what's in here. I'm excited to see it. And Rich couldn't help himself when he sat down. He's checking out the RA3 first here, and just going to let him touch whatever he wants to touch, jam out a little bit. That's what he provided that courtesy to me when I was able to talk. When I was at his place. It's amazing. See, but the cool thing about your place is everything's always on display. Like I was telling you, I just keep like 6 or 8 out here that I'm using for different things at different times, but all the rest of my guitars are all cased up. So, but if there is one you want to see, like any of the other custom shops or anything like that, I'm happy to grab them.
This one I was really looking forward to checking out. It's awesome.
That's my baby.
Yeah, this is cool.
My favorite guitar there, the RA3, and obviously that's what the RX600s are based off of. You know, and actually when I ordered these, I ordered this and the RA2 at the exact same time. The RA2 is not out right now, but it's the one without the pickguard. Basically, they're twins of each other.
Okay.
Except it doesn't have the pickguard.
I really like the pickguard, man.
And I think it has dots, not blocks. Maybe those are the only 2 differences. Something like that. But anyways, I called the RA2 because I knew that was going to be like, I was confident with that, but I wasn't sure about the pickguard. So it was the RA3 just in case. But then it ended up becoming my favorite. And then obviously what the Signature Series was based off of as well. So yeah, I think it's just a nice classy touch.
Did they route this out here like a regular pickguard guitar, or is it just a flat top and then this just lines up?
I haven't taken that off in so long that I honestly don't remember, but I had it designed to just have the volume in the tone position like that. And all my guitars I'd order from ESP, like before I started getting customs, for instance, like this one, I would tell them when I ordered it, you know, like they would set them up for me too. I'd be like, drop C, tell them my strings, all that kind of stuff. And I would always tell them, put the volume in the tone position and eliminate the tone altogether.
Yeah,
so they would do that for me at the shop, but there'd be a hole. But they have a cool way to fill it. I think this is one my buddy did actually, but it's similar. And I have tons of guitars where the hole's filled. But when I get anything custom made, I just tell them, you know, just one volume knob in the tone position. But it's funny you bring that up because there are so many comments, whether I'm checking out, you know, doing reviews online of Jacksons or ESPs or Solars, anything like that. Everybody complains, oh, the volume knob's too close to the pickup and stuff, which used to be a big concern to me as well. I always would feel like, until I started having ESP move them, that I would turn the volume down with my pinky, like when I was playing solos.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you hit it right there. And then you have to adjust the way you hold the pick because of that. But here's what I wanted to say. Now, I may be on my own island with this, but what I've noticed since I've been checking out so many new guitars lately, all these Jacksons, the Solars and everything like that, where there's nothing I can do about where the volume knob is. It just is what it is. After 10 minutes, I don't even notice. Yeah. It's not even a problem for me anymore. It's kind of like, I don't know why I was so worried about this before, but sometimes, you know, if it's what you got, you make do, you know, sort of thing. And I got so used to it. So like on the M1 that you borrowed, with the blue top, one, I moved the volume here and then put the kill switch here. Yeah. But then I was so used to the volume being there, I switched them and put it back. Yeah. So that's why that's back. Yeah. With the kill switch down here in the tone spot. And I just drilled right through the top on that thing and put it in myself because it only had the one volume here. Yeah. But yeah, it's just too close. I wish they would just move them. But I guess they've been doing it that way forever, you know?
Perhaps, yeah. But we're going to be playing some riffs, checking out guitars. Feel like hanging out, you're in the right spot. And we're just going to see what happens. No real agenda here other than checking out his new one, and he's going to check out some of mine. How does this 2006 ESP Japanese custom shop feel compared to your M1s and M2s and stuff?
They all feel pretty much the same.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed that when I was playing yours as well.
They're all great, you know.
People ask how
fretwork's always amazing. ESPs just knocks it out of the park every time.
Yeah. And those frets have never had any work done to them. I didn't even know what fret dressing was or redoing frets until a few years ago. But I mean, that guitar has played so many shows, recorded so many albums, been in so many rehearsals, and I still think the frets feel great.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day when
I don't know any different.
We were talking about the extra Jembos, and you told me you thought that may be the spacing.
Yeah, I guess I did. You know?
Yeah, that's I love the bigger the fret, the better for me. And I love stainless frets too. I think these might be.
Those are definitely nickel.
Nickel Jeskar, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, well, I wouldn't say definitely, but I didn't specify when I ordered it stainless because I didn't even think that was a thing back then.
Yeah, I don't think so.
In 2006,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, I'm sure some, rare guitars.
Sure, but it wasn't common standard like on a lot of guitars until I would say within the last decade.
Yeah. And it's definitely made a difference for me. I love the stainless steel frets.
Yeah.
Especially, because I know about a year ago I messaged you and I was like, man, do your hands ever hurt from playing too hard? And you're like, not a problem for me at all. So I was like, yeah, obviously I'm digging in a little bit too much, So
it would be your left hand that would hurt?
Both, really. But and I was like letting my finger, like choking up too much on the pick. So my finger would hit the strings a lot. And that's kind of why that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, maybe I mentioned this to you, but after a tour, this would be like an edge, just be flat, totally shaved off, from playing every night.
But since then, I've tried to hang a little bit more of the pick out, and I've noticed it makes my playing sound cleaner too.
Yeah.
A little bit harder when you're, you know what I mean, digging in for a chug.
I'll say this. Tell me what you think. I remember you were asking me about when I was at your place about my picking style, and you were talking about how you were still trying to readjust your picking. Mm-hmm. And I'll say that I think that you're a fantastic player. And I was surprised to hear that you're still mentally, battling that, I guess, or whatever. I would have thought that, with your skill level that it would have just been something that you put in place for yourself long ago and hadn't thought about it, but you're still working through that?
I kind of change it all the time just to try and always get more of the tone out of the acoustically, you know what I mean? Before the amp and all that stuff out of my hands. So I'm constantly changing the way I play. To try and better that, So that's why I'm lightening up with my left hand touch, realizing I don't have to play real hard and to get that, that sound. And also, sometimes I'll hold the pick like that, and that feels, great. But
cool. Well, I suppose it's good to always be trying to evolve, I guess. But again, at that moment, I was thinking about it on my drive home, does let's say a pro golfer that's won the Masters or something like that, does he ever just change up his swing mid-career? Right. Or does he know that that's what won him the Masters and he just sticks with it? Or maybe the greats evolve and will constantly be looking for new things. I don't know. That was really something I started pondering after you asked about that.
Yeah, I kind of always wonder about that too. If because like I said, I like your picking style because it's close to Dimebag, the way, you know what I mean? And then Hagar kind of does something like that, like the Ola thing. Yeah. You ever seen how they pick backwards?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think Matt does that too,
exactly.
Right?
They pick at the front edge of it.
Yeah, and then me and you go this way.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I'm playing with this side of the pick, but,
And you hold yours on the meat here or the side or in between? So start like that.
Mostly the meat.
But it looks like as soon as you get down, you turn.
Maybe you're right. You're right, man. And when I get down there, yeah. I think probably I adjust based on what I'm playing.
Yeah, and I noticed we both, when we do triplet, we both go triplet and come in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you can fly over the string.
Yeah.
I used to practice I wish you guys could see this up close, but I used to practice that a lot, my up-down picking just like that. And it's almost like the pick never leaves the string.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
you get that consistency back and forth and let it roll over the tip. If you're pushing down too hard, there's far more friction there.
Yep.
But you just lift it off there.
And I was watching this lesson the other day on YouTube. The same thing we're talking about. It was like to do the lesson, you pick through and then try to instantly mute the string. And then that'll give you to where you're barely moving and not wasting motion.
Yeah.
If you practice that exercise.
Picking efficiency is definitely a good thing. Here, check out this one.
Yeah.
The RA5 there. I'll grab that one from you. I'll grab that from you.
Sweet.
That one, so that's the RA4. Both the 4 and 5 I got at the same time as well in 2011. So those are a little bit newer, and I was obsessed with not obsessed with, but I was in I wanted to get a Strat. Like I wanted to go buy myself a nice Strat at the time. I was like going to music stores while we were on tour and like looking for just a killer one. And I never really fell in love with anything. But when it came time to make these, I was like, I'm going to go with that headstock. Honestly, I regret it now. I still just totally prefer the regular headstock, shape, whether it's reverse or not. I do prefer reverse, of course, but
I like the reverse. I think it's just a Kirk Hammett thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I seen him play that guitar and was like, that looks so, so cool.
He's my idol. I always thought he looked cool too. But how does that one? Oh, this was yours. Sorry. Yeah. Do you notice a difference in the feel of that guitar versus the RA3?
I have to close my eyes because I almost feel like this sustains a little better.
Different shape body. It's alder as well. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but those guitars, these style have a different feel to me to them.
Yeah, I prefer the look of this one, but almost prefer the feel of this one. And it could just be the way it's set up, or like when we picked up this one and it was fretting out.
Yeah.
They adjust in the room.
Yeah, so guys, this can happen. I'm sure it happens to a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys don't know what to do, but I went to pick this one up today, and it's dead. So maybe the change in seasons here that's happening in the spring or whatever, I hadn't touched this guitar in a couple months, but I went to just grab it today when Rich arrived, and all of a sudden the strings have dropped. So make sure you watch my video on string height and action and everything, because that's exactly how I'm going to fix this one. It's going to be easy.
Sorry to cut you off. That's exactly why I keep the truss rod covers off having a lot of guitars. I don't want to pick one up and get excited about playing it and then it be fretting out like that. So if I leave this off, I can just do a quick adjustment, and within a few minutes, it's settled in.
That is a good thing. I can actually see the back bow. It's got back bow. Can you see that?
Yeah, coming up right here.
So all that is just loosening the truss rod a little bit, and it'll be good to go. And that's what the truss rod's for, obviously.
And what's the artwork on here?
This is from Sepultura's Quadra album. This is an Andreas Kisser signature.
Oh, cool.
So their Quadra album. Honestly, I'm just a Max and Igor era guy. So I like up to Roots.
Right.
So I haven't really checked out their stuff. And anytime I say that, there's a million comments like, "Oh, dude, you got to get into Quadra. You got to get into Angra or what? Or I can't remember the names of their other records, but that's just how it is for me. I'm like a First 5 Records guy. But it's still just a badass looking guitar.
Yeah, Jacksons are killer.
Signed by Andreas there.
Oh,
Yeah, they came to Cleveland a couple months ago.
Signature.
And I brought it up there and I had him sign it.
How many of these have you had to sign for people? Because they're not common, because I've been trying to get one for years.
I don't like the sound of saying it like that. I've had to sign these guitars for guys. I've been privileged to offer my autograph. Yeah. Dozens, if not 100 over the years,
That's awesome.
Guys would bring them to shows all the time. And people ask me all the time, oh, can you sign it? And I'm like, if the stars align and we see each other at a show sometime and you happen to have it, I'll be happy to sign it for you, But yeah, man, that's an awesome thing. All the RE600 family members out there, I don't know how many exist, but I would say a few hundred.
Yeah, I know when Years of Fire got back together, that's one of the first questions I asked Jason if he still had that.
Yeah, you got rid of it, huh?
Yeah, I wanted it bad. It's a cool one.
Thank you, sir.
They need to do more with the pickguard. I mean, or make it available. You could just slap that on any guitar.
You could. I'll be right back. I want to show you something. So this is the original prototype.
What?
Check it out.
I was about to play this one.
Oh, be my guest, but
let's both check them out.
Yeah, that is. Tuning. But so this
for the LTD. Yeah.
So so this has a see-through finish, no binding, and those are two of the things I changed for this. But over the years, I've grown more to like this, and I think if I were
which one I like better. That is cool. And are these the only two that you own, or do you have like a surplus of them in the back room?
Not a surplus, but I got 5 or 6. I got three prototypes. Well, actually, Little Boy or Big Boy, one of them we just call it is missing. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos, but one of them because I sent a couple more to be part of our European back line, and I only got one of them back. This one's never left the house. No. This is the original prototype, and then I had 2 more prototypes. So I've got another prototype in there, and then maybe like 4 or 5 of these. But this is a special one because it's got the chrome 81. Special only because of that. That's the only thing that separates it. But normally they have black 81s, but I like the chrome.
I mean, this feels... 90% as good as the custom.
Yeah.
That's, I mean... Yeah, I don't think there's a company that does it as good as ESP and LTD with their, more affordable models being as good as they are.
How about nowadays, though, man? I don't know, dude. The last batch that came out, the prices are insane.
Oh,
they're so expensive. Listen, so we can't really jam.
See that? Oh, we can harmonize them. Somewhere Kerry King's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's fun to play in E sometimes, Oh, I love it. It just kind of rips.
That's half for drop C, half for E for me.
Yeah, exactly.
This feels great.
I just got this. I'm going to be doing a demo video on it in a couple days. One of these just to be able to switch tunings. Usually I do this within the Fender Toemaster Pro, but Matt and Jim are both using these and they're using live. So I got one too just to have a backup because I thought this to myself. Just the other day I had this epiphany. So we bring just 2 guitars to do our drop C, drop A, and drop B. So all our guitars are tuned to drop C, and we use this to go to drop B and drop A with the push of a button. And our set is set up like that. What happens if one of them goes down? We can no longer play those songs.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we need to have a backup within the group, so if anything happens, we can just grab it and still play those songs, But I'll be demoing this in a couple of days, guys, so I'll show you all it's about and how we go about doing our tuning changes with this, so check that out.
Yeah, and it's always when you need it the most when the shit goes down, Yeah, I don't think if you, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference if you blindfolded me between this and the custom.
I like the sound of that.
I really don't.
That's what I say all the time. So many people ask, what's the difference between your customs and the LTDs? And I say, I could use them anytime, any show, whatever, interchangeably. My customs have a special feel. They just fit in my pocket.
Right.
In the perfect way, that RA3 and the RA2, but these rule too,
Yep, these are killer.
Proud of them.
Yeah, I think this would be, I would leave that at home if I had the option and take these out, But it's like, if you have them, why not?
That's the thing, man. I used to travel with my customs all the time, but now as I'm getting older, I'm just like, they're irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Production models can be replaced, but the customs, they can be rebuilt, but it's still one of a kind, and it'll never be exactly the same.
Has there ever been a talk of like re-releasing this thing, or?
I really it just comes down to I think I got to be out on the road every night promoting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but and that was always the case for musicians for all time. Endorsements work, but you're out there on stage in metal and rock, especially playing the stuff for the kids. But things are changing now because of like YouTube.
I was gonna say
you got 1 million subs or something like that, and somebody hey, make me a signature guitar and I'll promote them from the screen here.
Right.
So I don't know. So anything can happen. I don't know, but
it's just, so many people are always after them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's bittersweet. I love that they're coveted and rare, but at the same time, I wish they were available to people that want them.
If anybody wants to sell theirs,
Rich is buying.
I want one. Yeah, these are, I love that scale length.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
But now this is a 25.5, and I play it and I don't really notice any difference.
Yeah.
It's fine. Either one's fine.
Sounds great too. Love the EMG.
No doubt. Yeah, it says EMGs as well.
You want to check out the...
yes, let's see what you brought over.
So it's ESP USA.
Just leave that in, because when it's pulled out, it hums in my recording. Okay. So yeah, we'll just switch them when you're ready to switch. Here. Yeah. Yeah, I'll set this here.
Okay.
So break these bad boys out. So we got one I've never seen, and you said another one is maybe one I have seen, right?
Okay. I shoved the quad cortex in here. So if you do have one of these Gator cases, a couple things I noticed. One is you can shove a quad cortex in there. And then the second is they give you these extra little pieces of foam to like kind of size up where your horns go, you know? Mm-hmm. And you can use them to kind of sturdy your guitar. Oh. So I just leave them in the top.
I think I got them sitting right there.
There you go.
Or something like that. Yeah. Nice.
And there's some kind of magnetic system with the back of these, but I don't understand.
I agree. It doesn't work out how I was expecting it to.
Yeah, I thought it would just kind of
just go ahead and watch that camera, but just throw it out there somewhere. Yeah. So what are we gonna get? Ooh, all right. Candy apple and pearl white something.
Yeah, and I figured I'd bring this in case you wanted to check this out for a while.
Okay.
So
yeah, we can run that.
Quad cortex is cool.
Cool. Yeah, just set it there. That's going good.
And my other one is off for repair because it was making fart noises. So yeah, just throw those back there. I love these Gator cases, by the way. So there is my main one.
So I remember that from your place.
It's got a little dust in there now, which is killing me now. Like ever since you got me on polishing the guitars, I've been trying to keep my nice ones. There it is. I got the whole set. That little piece, this one.
The musicnomad. Yeah,
that is perfect for right in between. Yeah, let me get that guy. Boom.
Perfect, yeah.
Yep, and then just brush them off.
Yep.
I've always it's like you're cleaning the guitar, but then you can't ever get down there. So this thing is perfect.
I agree.
Yeah, I used it a lot. But the one we were talking about.
So this is your newest one?
Yes, ESP USA in white. So after we hung out, and I was like, man, I really do love that white Ibanez. I was like, I'm going to sell some stuff and go grab. Come on, go in there. I don't know why that won't. Oh, the whammy bar there.
Yeah, the only bad thing I think about these is that you can't really leave the whammy bars on.
Yeah, I do.
You can,
but you have to.
They're kind of, sometimes I feel like it's like pushing the bridge in.
But
here, come on over here. Come on over here. Oh, dude, it's even got a sparkle. I like that.
It's got a little pearlescent to it.
Kind of like, didn't that Prestige have the sparkle?
Exactly, yeah.
Dude, I love that.
So based off the Prestige, I was like, you know what? I love ESP USA and ESP Custom, and started looking for a white one. And I remember watching a video where that guy we were talking about that does the paint jobs in California for ESP USA.
Yeah,
I remember
Sponge Brick,
yeah. I remember him saying that they don't do a lot of white. So it's kind of rare to find them. And I love this thing. It's awesome.
Where did you get it? Reverb?
Reverb, yep.
So it was used or new?
Used, but barely
great.
used.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess the guy got it and then left it in a case for like a year. So he had to wait 2 years to get it, and then I don't know why he didn't play it, but the guy said he had some bills, and I sold some other stuff.
Yeah. Does it feel just like your red one?
It's a little different. There's something special about that red one for me. And like I said, the funny thing is I wouldn't have wanted a red guitar. I never would have picked that out if I was like shopping online. But
and this one has that interesting input for an ESP.
Yeah, there's a guy that I do guitar trades with. He had it, and we traded, and I just fell in love with it. I love that little pocket down here.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have a great feel.
And I just love that guitar.
I was like, man, this is weird.
Yeah, and the pickups, that has the Mick Thompson Fishmans in there, which so far I think might be my favorite Fishmans. I really like the Keith Merrows they used to have too. I don't know if they still have them or not.
I'm not familiar. What does that have? DiMarzio's or
the Duncan Pegasus.
The Pegasus, okay.
I think it's like they're kind of like standard Duncan that they use.
Original Floyd?
Yep. And yeah, they're great.
Feels pretty good, even though that's painted, but it still just feels better than...
This doesn't catch my hand as bad.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think they're improving that. Even if they're painted, they just have a better feel to them.
And I've always loved this, the volute on
I just recently learned what that's called. Yeah, volute.
Yep. When you're up here doing the cowboy chords, it feels great. So, yeah.
Cool. Thing. What's a cowboy chord?
Your G.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. But yeah, I got this wanted to use it live, got it all set up, got to the show, and I was like, man, got to play the red one.
So you've played a show since you've owned this?
Yeah. Yep.
When's the last time you guys played? Rich, for those just tuning in, he plays in Years of Fire with original Chimera guitarist Jason Hagar. I always preface that just to give a little reference, but when's the last time you guys played?
I want to say about a month ago now.
Was it that Kent show or no?
It was in Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah. So I got this specifically for that because, I wanted it in time for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got there and I was like, man, I just got to play that red one. I love it.
Teach me a Years of Fire riff. You can rip a little solo over or something, or
okay. So we got the simplest one would be a
cowboy chord, huh?
Cowboy chords. I like to use the Diodario, the coated strings they make now.
Yeah.
Those have been my favorite ones. And I like coated strings because the whole time I had my tone all the way down.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not bad.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. This feels like home.
Yeah, I was going to say that one has a different little bit of feel.
But yeah, the white, it just looks so classy.
I agree. Still feels great though.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing we were talking about earlier is where the riff that you just played, where you would use your ring finger to come over. Mm-hmm. I may use my pinky.
Oh. I certainly use my pinky a lot, but not so much for riffing, I would say, especially lower. Maybe not as strong, but so that's good if you have that.
Yes, and it's just interesting the way, different way people play the same things. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yes, it feels great.
It's not ready.
Listen to that. It's weird trying to do it in drop.
I know. I've done this in years. Somebody. Feels sweet. Really like that finish.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. And that's like a standout on stage guitar, you know what I mean? You get to see the whole guitar. Especially if you know, I usually dress in all black, so.
So if we were to plug in the quad cortex, we could just go straight in.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's just try. I really can't stop the recording, so I'm just going to
do a little setup.
Here, you want to stick with that?
Yeah, I love this thing. They're both good.
Just hit a chord. Okay. So you're on that channel.
that thing I was playing earlier?
Plug this into your guitar, plug that you have there into the output of that.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's do out. There we go.
So this is going to be my first experience with the Quad Cortex.
Yeah, I find the Quad Cortex is like the most convenient and portable with like good sound out of all the modelers. I prefer Fractal, but it's just I've been using them since they came out. They're all great.
What do you like, that FM9? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I love the FM9. Yeah, see, and this will do like a fart noise for a little bit when I first turn it on. And it takes a minute.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. That's the problem you're having with it?
Yeah.
But it eventually goes away?
Yeah, it'll go away here in a minute. My other one's in for repair for the same reason.
That's kind of like a cool intro to the set. You know, it's like people are like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah.
You know?
Who's got gas?
How long does it usually take?
Just a minute or two usually. Sometimes I can amplify the noise. There it is. And let's always keep them up. And we got...
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
You got something like that?
That's cool.
Do you have a riff like that, or a lead part that's like that? It always reminds me of old like '90s West Coast hip hop.
What? You don't know what song? What album?
Yeah, I'm bad with even my own band's song names.
I can't think. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll come to me. Can you crank the volume on that just a tiny bit? Otherwise, I'll turn
that's
this
all the
down.
way up. That's all the way up.
Really?
Yep. Let me see on this output if I can get anything else.
That's all you got?
Yep. So you're getting up.
Yeah.
I want to go.
If you're in the moment, we're hearing a jam and stuff like that. It can be a little easier, but yeah.
And then underneath.
2, 3, 4. Remember hearing the song. Good. It's smiling. 3-1. This one's trickier. Let's switch it up. Back to normal. Change. Good. Good. I'll show you that part. Pretty good. I gotta say. So I've obviously played this song hundreds of times. Rich has never played it. He's doing a pretty good job. Just
let's do it on the way over a couple times. Like 4 or 5 times. I was like,
oh,
kinda.
Really? Okay, cool.
What? Yeah. Okay. So. Wait.
Dig it. So. I'm sorry. It's only one. Yeah. Then I think you continue with that. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what. Yeah, 3. No, you're right. It was 2. Something like that.
Hurts.
Something something like that. I never played that part. Yeah. And then back to the other one. So let's try that again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Try that chord. This one I was asking about.
Sounds good. All right. Salvation knocked out. Matt DeVries better watch out.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. This guitar feels great. Just like that one too, man.
Yes, it's a nice one. I like it.
Can't go wrong with guitars. I'm kind of liking the feel of 10s. Just got to get used to them.
You use a different gauge?
11s. Yeah, so that's why I said I was over bending when we were doing before.
Oh,
yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that the 10, like, I can still do all my dime bag stuff if I tune this one up, so.
Right? Isn't that coming up?
Yeah. Oops, I'm fucking it up. Almost.
Do you do the just one finger, or do you go?
Just so, obviously it's up here, but so get it an upstrom. So down, like.
Ooh. Maybe it's this cable. Oh well, we'll figure that out later. Right. I'll try a different guitar for now. Let's just see, just curiosity's sake. Maybe a bad cable. Fine.
Does it need resoldered?
I don't know. That doesn't seem. I think I actually.
Maybe it could be the other end too.
I think I made this cable to have that 90 on it, and maybe it's.
I mean, it looks good.
And this is my live backup cable if my wireless dies, so I got to look into this.
Yeah, good thing you figured it out here and not.
Yes, couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, 20,000 people or something.
Yeah, shit. Well, I'm going to swap out the cable. We'll see what happens. jam on.
Did you get in that riff I sent you that I did the key change thing that we were talking about when you were over at the house?
I think so. I honestly don't remember now.
I don't even remember the riff, so I guess. But I had done that. Was just trying to be conscious of it.
Was the cable? Nope. Huh.
Input?
Maybe.
Preamp. Is it going to the preamp?
It could be my preamp channel or Pro Tools. I'm not sure. Fuck. Well, we're gonna find out after the video what happened with that. Huh.
Yeah, how weird. I'm like, the quad cortex farts out now.
I don't know if I can change. I can't, yeah, since we're recording, I can't change, but oh well.
We'll let you start a new track and then...
Not without stopping the recording, which isn't that big of a deal, but for syncing purposes at the end.
Yeah, it'd make it a pain in the ass. Do you clap in the beginning to get your count like Ola always does?
I will, but not like on camera. I can't steal his thing, you know. But yeah, I just do a couple like that, or even just going check, check, check.
Right.
But with Final Cut Pro, I'm sure all editing programs do this, but with Final Cut Pro, it automatically syncs it up.
Oh,
you know,
perfect.
so as long as there's a couple consistent things like at the beginning, even a check, 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 you know, because right now it's these two microphones, the 2 or 3 cameras that are going and everything. So and yeah, now all the guitars are synced up with these microphones and everything there too. So yeah, a lot to sync, but fortunately, Final Cut does it for you. But also the clap and saying check or whatever is, if you have to do it manually,
right,
then at least you have something.
You have to get the clap.
Yeah,
that's how to get it.
It's the only way you want to get the clap. So is this your main sound on the Cortex?
No, I mean I don't even. I use the Axe effects, so this is just a 5150. But the cool thing I like about the Quad Cortex is we can just turn on things and not have to go through an editor. So I think if Fractal does a modeler that has this type of screen, it's over. But
well, what's the Fractal screen like?
Some kind of like computer engineering shit.
So you prefer the Fractal sound, but the
Fractal all the way. But
the interface of this?
Yeah, 100%. This is just, you know, I mean, I'll spend hours going in and changing tube types and all this stuff on the Fractal. And on this, you have a sound in like 5 minutes, you know, so just a lot easier to use.
Would you say the Quad Cortex is the most popular modeler out there, multi-effects unit?
Probably, just because of its portability.
Seems like that's what everybody's using live, you know, or lots of guys.
Yeah, you know, I was asking, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, Cesar or Caesar, but he plays guitar in Ministry now.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking him, you know, what he uses, and I know he switched to the Quad Cortex.
Tone Master Pro's been working good for me, but it's the only one I've ever used. Besides the GSP 1101, which I was using for years, but I don't even consider that, you know, I mean, that's like 2004 technology or something like that, right. You know?
I mean, they're all great anymore. They're all good.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But yeah, if you want, I'll leave this one with you. Check it out for a couple weeks. My other's on being shipped back to Fractal, or what is it, Neural right now. And
why isn't this one being shipped back then?
I only wanted to send one at a time.
So you're having the same problem with the other
both? On both, yeah. So both of them were farting out. So that's another reason why I use Fractal. Never had a problem. I've been using them since the Axe Effects, the original Axe Effects. So the one with the big turn dial and all that, I've been using Fractal ever since, and I've never had one issue. So, you know, they're going to get it sorted out for me and ship it back. And
it sounds like it's just like a software thing or something. No?
Yeah, I don't think it really was as bad until they put because you can put like the plugins on here now. So it has like the Gojira. You can have like Gojira's exact sound, and there's Soldano they put on there. Something else. But it took like 3 years for that to come out with their plugins. I don't know if you've ever used any of their plugins on the computer, but they're sick.
Just in trial mode, and yeah, like I like the dark glass for like bass. That's an old ESP, yeah, right. Just gonna give this another try. Let's just see what happens. What the heck?
So it's the input.
I don't.
Or well, it could be that sound happens when the EMG dies sometimes.
But for it to be two guitars back to back, you know what I mean? Like, because I switched.
Well, that doesn't even have an EMG. The white one.
Yeah,
That's okay. So
yeah. Oh well. I have a feeling it's Pro Tools, but yours is working, which is weird.
Working now?
No.
Do you want to stop it? Hey, we're back. Here we go.
I think. Yeah.
Got these extra things.
I like those chords if you just do a power chord then. Oh, farts out right there.
And then keep it?
Keep the whole thing, yeah, just for a dissonance in places. Shoot. Sorry, guys, my shit went out, but that's okay. Still lots to think about, talk about, see, right? So yeah.
We rocked it so hard. Shit.
Well, maybe that's where we wrap this one up then. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's anything else we wanted to go over, but hey. We're already about an hour. In fact, we are at an hour, but it's probably going to get cut down to a little more. I'm going to get rid of some of my flubbery and maybe nonsense. I don't know. We'll see. But at any rate, appreciate Rich coming by too. The guitar guru, you know. I'm glad we hooked up. Just, your collection's amazing, and it's
been fun.
It's been fun, and it's provided a lot of cool stuff to go over, a lot of stuff to review, and. You seem like a guy to me who's going to get new guitars all the time, as a matter of fact. And gear. He's got a ton of gear, all these quad Cortexes, multiple quad Cortexes, multiple fractals, all that. So, so cool stuff indeed.
Yeah, whenever I find something new, I just trade some old stuff off and get the new stuff in. Yeah. You know? You take a loss, but you get the new stuff.
Yeah. Right on. I forgot there was something I wanted to ask you. You using a Power Stage 200 at home, right? Mm-hmm. So right as you were coming over today, I happened to go to this new video that from Kyle Bull. You know him?
Yes, sir.
And he's
not far from us. You know that, right?
I think he's like in Pennsylvania or something,
just in
right?
Pittsburgh, yeah, or right outside of Pittsburgh.
But the name of this video is "The Secret to Unleashing the Full Power of the Seymour Duncan Power Stage." So I didn't get to hear what the solution is yet because I'm only like 3-4 minutes in. But
yeah, it has to do with like the ohm ratings on like the speaker and the output of the amplifier, matching them up to get the most potential, because they're going to market it as like 200 watts or whatever, but it's going to put out like 40 or 60 or something like that at the different ohms. So you have to line it up and get this to 4 ohms to get the full power.
Well, what were you saying about running in a stereo configuration? Does he talk about that?
He doesn't, I don't think, but
you have a different solution.
That's how I do it. I run it in stereo, and then it goes into the Mesa cabs, because if you run it the way he does, you're only going to get 2 speakers. So I get still maybe half power instead of a quarter, but I'm running it in stereo, which makes it louder.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just because of the ohm rating, you know what I mean? So you're getting more power twice, and as opposed to just the one.
That makes sense. I still got to experiment with that and figure out the best solution. You know, me and my buddy still haven't rewired. I was going to rewire one of these Invectives to be 4 ohm.
On that video, he was saying that you can't.
Really?
Yeah, because of the speaker rating, you can't rewire it to be. I don't know nothing about that.
Well,
stuff,
a dude from Peavey, one of their head techs. I was talking to him via email, and he said, and I told him my plans, and I showed him a diagram that my buddy had sent of how to do it. And he's like, yep, that's exactly how you do it.
Perfect.
So, yeah, I mean, I see the fact that I don't know anything about that type of stuff makes me scared. Like, I don't want to mess up one of my cabs or
blow the amp up
or something like that. So I'm still always on the hunt for a different solution. Just because I just wanted to. I wish it had some sort of ohm selector or something like that. I just wanted to work through whatever cab I need to be able to put it at its potential.
At full blast.
Right. We're right now, Matt, when we're in Chimera rehearsals, Matt with a 6505 blows me away, So in rehearsals, I'll switch over and use the power amp from the PB. And then live, I'll go back to the power stage, and it really isn't a problem. I can't hear myself on stage through the cabinet, but I have the monitors, and I trust, my front of house engineer is pumping it.
Right.
He just probably has to give it a lot more gain than he gives Matt's, and he says it sounds great, so that's cool.
Well, and you could run the Tone Master into this, like you're saying, and just take the head if you're taking it anyways.
But I don't want to fly with that. That was the whole point of making this rig, But when we show up at these festivals, we advance our backline, to tell them what we want. So yes, I'll always have a head. I always have a 6505 just in case, always. I mean, we've only done a handful of these flying shows or whatever, but I've still been using my Duncan, and I just have a head sitting on top of the cab in case I need it for anything. And perhaps I'll just
leave the Duncan at home.
I'll just plug in. Yeah.
Or just leave it on there in case you blow up the head.
Right.
Because who knows how many people used it that night or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to start experimenting with that and come up with a better solution,
That's what I like doing, though, is like kind of the techie side of figuring all the rig out. So I change mine every show.
Every show
I've changed. Last show I used the FM9 and the Duncan. And then the time before that, I'd used the AXFX3 and the Matrix power amp. And then the time before that, I used the Rando power amp with the...
Man, I commend you, because that would drive me crazy. I feel like I need consistency. Like I need to have, I feel like if I have the same thing all the time that I know it works, I can depend on that reliability. Whereas if my whole rig, everything changes. Yeah. But hey, to each their own, that's amazing that you're having success with that and it's working, So at any rate, we're going to keep jamming here, messing around a little bit, but going to turn the cameras off here. Appreciate everybody watching. And, perhaps we'll do this again. Rich, appreciate you coming by.
Always.
I know you're always collecting gear and stuff, so there'll be more in the future. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already, so you know when those videos drop, these new ones coming out, or everything else we got going. Check out the Years of Fire if you're in the Cleveland area. And Chimera on our ventures coming up here. Milwaukee, Daytona, Louisville, maybe a couple more. We'll see ya. Cheers.